Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you're the jury. Welcome back to the Red Means No channel. Here we are. I think this is my first video where we have this going on, whatever this is, this new background and light situation. I was told by a friend that my background was too simple, too dead, too bland, too boring, and that if they didn't know who I was and they clicked on my video, they would immediately click off because it didn't look like I knew what I was doing. So hopefully this adds some credibility to me. And I've been very focused on my sports channel, and I've neglected this channel, and I've spent more time editing my sports videos. And so today's video is a bit of a reflection, not only about my practice in my Green Means Go sports channel, but also a practice in something I'm trying to do from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed in my life as a whole. And while I say I spend more time editing those videos, ironically, I am going to not edit this video and we're just going to talk today, which I think brings up my first point. In making YouTube videos or starting YouTube, and we're going to talk YouTube and then we'll go broad to life, the volume was the key. At the beginning of this journey, getting videos made, whether they were quote unquote good or bad, polished or not, just having volume in the game was key in order for the algorithm to determine your audience, in order for more eyes to spin the wheel as much as you can. And that is the key to growing a channel. And it was helpful to growing my sports channel. Now, obviously, it's not been helpful to this because I haven't tried it. I post a video once every 2 or 3 weeks, which is not volume whatsoever. But on that sports channel, I was trying to post 5 times a week. And I wasn't editing a lot of things. And I was, the videos just weren't tip-top, whatever. And I managed to take that strategy and over the course of a year and a half, get to 10,000 subscribers, which is like a mega blessing. And I was thinking about my journey recently, and I thought there's a lot of advice for beginning content creators. And in my brain, I still am a beginner. I'm not where I want to be in terms of finances. I haven't fully replaced my teacher salary from content yet. And that's the goal. At the end of the day, I want to have this be a job so much that when someone asks what I do, I can confidently say, not hesitantly say, I can confidently say, I do YouTube. And by me saying that, the implication is not only do I do YouTube, it makes me a significant, in quotations, amount of money, a livable wage. Now, obviously, there are a lot of factors that go into that. My wife having a job, she doesn't at the moment, but having a job, us having a good savings, and just being blessed and lucky in terms of, I didn't have to pay for college, and I lived with my parents the first year of teaching, so I saved a lot of money then. So we have advantages that other people don't have, which does make this possible. But I am not at a point where I can say, yeah, YouTube is my salary. It's a good portion. It's a good chunk. I'm much further along than I was a year and a half ago, but I still have room to grow. Because of that, I don't feel like I'm a beginner in this space, but I still listen to the advice of the people who target beginners. And I thought there's kind of this missing niche, and I'm not going to take on this niche. I'm not going to be the guy who comes in and starts making content for this niche, but there is a lack of content for creators who aren't where they need to be or want to be at the tip top, but they aren't at the beginning. On my sports channel, I have 10,000 subscribers. I'm making videos every day about home run picks, picking players to hit home runs in Major League Baseball, that are averaging 1,500 views every day. So while that is not a ton in the grand scheme of internet views and volume, 1,500 people that I do not know every day click on my video to watch what I'm saying. That's not a small amount. That's the size of a high school. If you told me every high schooler, every of my local high school is going to sit and watch my video, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And so I'm not a beginner right now. And I still have the mindset that I am. And so all of this to say, I was reflecting and I said, like I have to accept that I'm doing this. And in my head with the imposter syndrome and things, I still don't accept that I'm doing this. But I had to say, wait a minute, you have people who are coming back every day. You've grown an audience. So is there a way, like the volume game, I think needs to shrink, and the quality game, I think needs to increase. Whereas at the beginning, it was volume. Who cares about the quality? Just spin the wheel over and over. You're going to get lucky. You're going to land on something good, and it's going to get a lot of views, right? And that's how you're going to grow your audience. And polishing a video, editing a video at that time would not have been feasible. I didn't have the energy. It was all about just getting out content. But now, where I can sit back and say, okay, people are going to watch whatever video I make. Like there's going to be 500 people, no matter what I put up on my sports channel, it's going to get 500 views. That's cool. It's small, but that's cool. And I hope in 3 and 4 years, it's 5,000 views, no matter what. But I think to get there, it has to be less about volume now. It has to be more about patience, taking the time to create a product I'm proud of. So I've been editing videos on those channels more. And the reason that I didn't like to edit was because I lack patience. I've always lacked patience, but I think my patience lacking has only increased due to this right here, which you'll notice I have face down. Because I was addicted to I am addicted to my phone, and it's a major distraction. Also, I wanted to get a lot of volume. I wanted to get a lot of videos out. So to take the time to be patient to edit a video was just adding more time between creation and posting. And so that was something I didn't want to do, because if you're taking that time, then volume decreases, energy decreases. Oh, I made this video. Now I got to sit here and edit it and post it, right? And if it gets 30 views, that's a waste of time. And that was a big part of it. But now it's like, okay, if I take the time to edit this video, I know it's going to get 500 views. And if it's retaining those 500 and they're watching all of it because it's intriguing, because it's engaging, because it's entertaining, then it should do even better. So that's like the first thing that kind of made me look at this. And as I was editing the video, I started thinking about my patience level. And often throughout the video, I would say, oh man, I want this to be over. Like, oh, I still have 10 minutes of footage to edit. And I had to catch myself, and I had to say, that's okay. There's no timeline. There's no deadline. The world is your oyster. I don't know if that phrase is applicable here. And yesterday, I sat down at noon, and I said, I'm going to record this video. I don't know what I'm going to say necessarily, but I have an idea. I was talking about the WNBA and the green, the green things that are being thrown onto the court, the dildos. And I said, I'm going to just talk about what I feel about this, then I'm going to edit it. And it took 2.5 hours. That's not a ton of time. And I was happy with the product. And so all of this, while it is related to my job, I'm zooming out. And I'm saying, is this something that is my job only, or is this my life? And I quickly realized that I am not patient, period. And in order to be patient, I have to practice being patient. So to give you some examples, one, the thing that I feel like most is I'm constantly juggling multiple things in my brain. Very rarely can I focus on one task and block out everything else and complete that task to 100% and then move on to the next thing. There's a book that my parents read for a Bible study that was called Women Are Like Waffles. No. Men are like waffles. Women are like spaghetti. And it just talks about how men compartmentalize and do stuff, and women are like, the noodles of just all. I think I'm a woman in the mind in some ways. I don't think that, but I find myself being unable to focus on one thing at a time unless I'm being very intentional about that one thing. I also noticed that I like to complete a task to 90% and then move on. And this is something that is rampant in my everyday life. And now that I'm aware of it or conscious of it, I am noticing it often. So yesterday, we're leaving the house, we're going somewhere, and I notice that the front doorknob is loose, the screw is loose, and so the whole doorknob is jiggling. And that's not the task. The task is to get out the door. Okay, so I thought, okay, I can fix this quickly. And so I went and I got a screwdriver and I tightened it, and it took all of 30 seconds. Now, normally I would be panicked about how much time, right? Focus on the task, get it done. Took 30 seconds. And then I had the screwdriver. And what should we do with that screwdriver, you ask? We should walk back and we should put it away. And I set it down right by the door. And I caught myself and I said, wait a minute. No. No. That screwdriver does not go there. And in 48 hours, you're going to be walking by and you're going to see that screwdriver, and it's going to make you mad because it's not where it's supposed to be. It's going to make your wife mad in 24 hours. She's going to notice it faster. And so I took the screwdriver and I went and put it away. And I'm noticing how often I do that with everything. Everything. I don't clean up all the way. I do a task. Our toilet was our shower was backing up. Our sink was backing up first, then our shower was backing up. There was a clog. We got to figure it out. But like, I fixed the clog, and I was like, okay, that was my goal. My goal was to fix the clog. I have 100 other things I feel like I need to do. This clog was weighing on me. I fixed the clog. Let's go do these other things. And I stopped and I said, nope. The shower is now gunky and messy. I've got all these tools out, and I was going to just like leave, because that's how my brain works. I have all these other things out here that I need to do, and I don't know if this is normal. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but I said, take 5 minutes. And what I'm learning is it doesn't take long. It's not like it's really slowing me down on my daily activities. Take 5 minutes, clean the shower, put all the tools back where they go, and fully complete the task before you move on to the other one. And I think part of it is, when I make videos, when I do content, I am sometimes worried that I am inconveniencing my wife, because she juggles a lot of the housework besides like when the air conditioner breaks or the drains are clogged. Like, she does like the daily house. Like, she does the dishes, she does the laundry, she sweeps the floors, she declutters, right? So that's not a patriarchy sexist thing. Okay, that's the type of person she is. She does that, and she's helped me a lot in becoming more organized and cleanly myself. But she does that, and so she takes on a lot of things. She does a lot of work. So when I'm up here making videos, I feel not only a pressure to be successful in this as a way to provide for my family, but I also feel guilty because she's doing all this work downstairs and I'm just making videos. And I don't think that's the right way to look at it, but that's often how I feel. And she's watching our daughter. And so like, I am always feeling like I'm stressed up here, and I'm also, here it is, trying to get done fast up here and make these videos quickly so I can go be present. But I'm never present down there because I'm still worried about the video that I did a halfway good job of, or I'm looking at reactions to the internet based on my video, right? I'm always still kind of clocked in. And so what I'm realizing I need to do is I need to block off X amount of time and be 100% devoted to content. And I need to do content. And when I go downstairs, people's comments, I'll get to them. People's whatever, I'll get to them. I don't need to check and see. Put the work away and focus on what can you do to make your wife and daughter's life easier while you're downstairs, while you're present. Be present with them, right? I need to have work time and I need to have family time. And that's hard when content is always on this and this is always in my pocket, right? I'm getting alerts right now. Another solid day. Let's go. All right. People are engaging with my content. And that's great. And I'm thankful for that. But I have to pull back. And so what I will say lastly, and what I was kind of alluding to here, is when I clean up the shower after the drain is clogged, that is putting my wife's mind at ease. The less messes, the less clutter, the less things that are wrong in the house lets my wife have peace of mind. And so if I can take the time to do that, I think we're all going to be happier. And taking the time to do that requires patience with a burp, with a belch. Patience with a belch. Have patience with a side of gas, right? And I think it's the phone. I was talking to some friends, and I don't think I have ADHD. But if I do, I can just manage it well because I know what society expects from people in situations. But I do feel like often my mind is like this. Like my mind is always like this constantly. And sometimes I don't appear with my body that it's like this. but it is. This is how it feels to be me every moment. I don't remember what I was gonna say. But I think a lot of it is also a dopamine thing. I think I crave dopamine like we all do, but I think I have a worse craving of dopamine. And I think it goes back to this phone. And we can. I don't want to talk about that because this video is already long enough. But I don't want to talk about why. But I know why, and it has to do with sports betting and the way I made money. And the short of it is, I would get alerts on my phone when there was a good price, a sale. We'll call it a sale to put it in language that you guys may be more comfortable with. There would be a sale on a certain item, and I would get it alert, and I would have to act quickly to be in on the sale before the sale is gone. And that was able to make me a good amount of money over the last 3 years. And so I've just been conditioned to have this always glued to my hip, and not only glued, but glued to it myself. And always have these dopamine hits of, oh, there's a sale. Oh, there's free money. Oh, there's a sale. Oh, there's free money. Oh, there's a sale. Oh, there's free money. Oh, there's a sale. Oh, I'm not going to. The point is, patience is a muscle, and I'm working on getting it stronger. And we just had church today, baby. Have a nice one. Love ya.